idols, it's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. So, if you're a K-pop girly, if you're interested in Korean culture, Korean music, Korean drama, Korean food, Korean entertainment, chances are you have heard of the notorious Hongdae Guy.
What's your red flag on a date?
I don't have. I'm open-minded.
Me too, I'm just open-minded.
Have you ever ghosted anyone and why?
Yeah, because I have no thinking for dating or marriage. I need to meet a girl which I will marry.
Would you date a foreigner?
Yes, I'm open-minded.
And you?
I prefer foreigner than Korean, yeah?
No, I like foreigners' personality.
It's more attractive, I think.
I think these days, at least in my experience, they don't ask you if you're open-minded. They do ask you if you live alone though. Very constant, very aggressive. You get asked if you want drugs. So one guy come up to me and he goes, "You look so good, you look just like a really famous American." And I was like, "Oh, maybe like Kim, like Kylie." And then he goes, "Taylor Swift." Keeps, you know, the same line going, and maybe sometimes it works, sometimes it's not.
Every time a Korean guy would come up to the girl I'm with, and it was always the same line. It would always be, "Don't you want a Korean guy?"
You know, I'm having a really good time tonight.
Yeah, me too. I'm so happy you asked me out.
You know, I was really nervous. Ask me. Oh.
I'm so sorry, I'm running late, I'm really sorry.
Sean, are you okay?
I like the Korean course. Put your number in my iPhone 16 Pro Max. iPad Buckets. VS Super Primo.
Sean,
Huh?
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, by the way, did you hear Apple's coming out with a new iPhone?
No, excuse me. You know the Kendrick Lamar?
So for this story time, we're gonna talk about what happens when you fall for a Hongdae guy. Given the nature of part of this story, some of it is gonna be on my Patreon because it's a little spicy for YouTube and we don't wanna get the story demonetized now, do we? So link below in the description if you wanna get access to some of the naughtier bits of this story. Do me a favor and like this video, please, if you enjoy these story times, if you wanna help support me. Also help drive the engagement, leave a comment below that says "for the watch" if you don't know what else to say. And please subscribe if you guys haven't already. Last month was huge. We did really good in November. Thank you so much. Hangsan 감사합니다. So today's story time comes from our girl Raya. Now this is actually new because I've never heard from someone who's in Korea on a working holiday visa that's eligible for people who are 18 to 30 and you get various odd jobs and you're allowed to work for like a year in Korea. So that's what she's doing. That's fun. And because it made her application process a lot easier, she's actually quite fluent, nearly fluent in Korean. Good shit, girl. And because she only has a year, she is taking every opportunity she can to meet people, to go out, to interact, to make memories, all that good stuff. And one of the closest people she has so far is someone she actually met at the airport on the way to Korea. Her name's Roseanne, but she likes to be called Rose. She's a Blackpink fan. And she wasn't really the partying type until she got to live in Korea. She feels safer in Korea, partying there. And I, for one, have to agree. I never really went out clubbing or partying or drinking, except for when I was in Korea. I did that every fucking weekend. So Raya and Rose are absolute besties, absolute homegirls. But there was a little hiccup in their hanging out because Rose started to date pretty early on and she now has a boyfriend. So that leaves Raya feeling a little bit left out sometimes. She's invited to tag along, sure, but as the third wheel. So a lot of the time she'll say, "No thanks, you guys have your fun, it's a date." And if she does go, she kind of trails back to give them their time. And even when she is there, she just feels like she's in the way. So she hasn't really been hanging out with her friend as much. And because of that, she kind of wants to find her own boy toy. Her words, not mine. So it was one night where they all went out, as they do, and of course they were in Hongdae. It's the three of them, she's third wheeling. So there was a lot of times where she would kind of pull back, let them have their moment. They would go dancing, so she'd go to the bar, etc, etc. And while she was at the bar, this was her opportunity, her moment to flirt, to find a boy toy. And find a boy toy she did because it didn't take long before she was approached by a man who asked her if she was alone. She said she's not, she's with a pair of friends, but they're over there. She just came over to get a drink. He introduces himself, his name is Jinho. So yeah, she explained the whole third wheel thing really quickly to him. After he confirmed that she was single, he's like, "Oh, that's cool, I'll hang out with you." So he bought them shots And then they started to dance together. And eventually Rose and her man came back over like, oh, who's this guy? She introduced him to her friends and they immediately say, yo, come with us to the next club. We're actually about to leave this place. And that caught Raya off guard. She's like, oh, we are? Okay. And even though Jinho came there with friends, he left them and decided to join Raya and her friends. We're pretty sure that the reason Rose was really eager to invite him is because she was very much aware of Raya's recent attempts to find guy companionship. No more third wheel, there's now a new guy in play. And the first night that they all hung out was actually very tame, very wholesome, very PG. They went bar hopping and club hopping, they took a lot of pictures together, they drank a lot, they exchanged social media, they knew this was like the beginning of something great. So when Raya gets home, she finally has a chance to peruse and browse his social media. And she's scrolling and just falling more for him. She's like, oh my God, like I love his style. He seems to have all these interesting hobbies. He travels. So she decided to be bold and message him. She slid into his DMs and just to see if he would actually respond. And he actually did. He asked her if she made it home safe and if she was okay. And she's like, oh my God, he responded, this is great. So she took this opportunity to try to make an excuse or like a sort of scenario where it would encourage him to invite himself to hang out with her, if that makes sense. She didn't want to deal with flat out rejection if he said no, he's not interested and going on a date. So she's like, man, there's so much exploring I want to do here in Korea, and if only I had someone actually hang out with me. My girl Rose, she's always with her man, so I'm like by myself. And luckily for her, Jinho read the room and he said, oh, I can go with you. I'm actually free that afternoon. He even said he knows some cool places that only the Koreans know and he'll show her. So they arranged to meet up, and when they do, she is smitten again. Not only does he smell good, but he looks good. She likes his clothes, she likes his hairstyle. She had it in her mind that she remembers him being so great while they were clubbing because she had been drinking, you know, beer goggles. But actually seeing him again in person when she's completely sober, she's like, oh no, he's just this fine. Oh my God, yay. So as they hung out, she had a great time with him. He wasn't the Hongdae guy she remembered. He was shy. She remembers him being the complete opposite of shy while they were in the clubs. She remembers him being super outgoing, very social, and very smooth. But today, suddenly he's shy, he's a lot more reserved, and he's being more of a gentleman. So she's like, okay, I guess get you a man that can do both. ¿Por qué no los dos? It was only later in the evening that night when they went out and got some drinks that she started to see this Hongdae guy emerge from his shell again. And she's like, ah, it must be the soju. So they had a great date. He took her around, he was a perfect gentleman, he made her laugh, he wasn't too out there. She likes him, she really likes him. And as the night is winding down, she's wondering, where do we go from here? Like, should I invite him over? Should I call it a night? I don't know. She really likes spending time with a guy, and she's like, I should make him wait because that'll make him respect me more. But at the same time, she's thinking if I make him wait too long, he'll lose interest. So she keeps going back and forth about what to do with him tonight. It's only date 2, so no pressure, girl. But again, her words, she really liked him. So she's like, I mean, I want this, so come to my place. By the way, isn't it low-key a little crazy how whenever a girl is debating about sex, internally or externally, you never really have to wonder if the guy wants it, because they always do. Whenever I get these stories, it's always the girl deciding like, should we, shouldn't we, I don't know. Guys will just take it. Like, they are just so damn horny. Men are so unlikely to turn down sex that it almost always comes down exclusively to the girl's decision to do it or not. Anyway, sorry. So they head to her place, and of course he said yes to the invite. And this is when her feelings about him started to change because she wasn't quite sure who he was. Like, she thought of him as this Hongdae guy because that's where they met and that's how he acted. But after the date, he wasn't that. But then when he drank some more, he was that. He didn't seem like the experienced Hongdae type of guy that she expected. So they headed to her place to watch a movie. Except they actually did watch a movie. They popped on Netflix. It's called What's Inside. The movie had some bit of suggestion in it, you know, and it kind of got them, that got the ball rolling after the movie was over. For the YouTube version, they did it all night. At first, she wasn't really too impressed because she's like, oh, I thought you'd be, you know, more experienced at this because isn't that what Hongdae guys do? But after a while, he earned validation, I guess. She definitely said he's a quick learner, so that's always good. So yeah, she had a great time with him. They spent the night together, and when they woke up, she saw him like kind of far on the other end of the bed, and she was like, oh, what the hell are you doing all the way over there? Because he's a light sleeper, as soon as she got out of bed, that woke him up. And she's like, oh, hey, good morning. I'm just gonna make breakfast. Do you want something? And he offered to help her make breakfast. He said, oh no, I'll join you. But unfortunately, after they ate breakfast, he had to go because he didn't even expect to be here this long. He didn't know he was going to her house. He didn't know he was gonna spend the night, but he had shit to do. As soon as Jinho left, Raya called Rose and could not wait to tell her absolutely everything. She was absolutely on cloud nine and so happy that she gave a Hongdae Guy a chance. But she did express to Rose her worry of ghosting because that is what they do. That is what they're famous for. She's like, you know, just because I had this great night with him doesn't mean I'll see him again.
Because we know who they are and what they do. This is what they do, and we must fight back.
A few hours had gone by and she hadn't heard back from Jinho, so she was starting to worry. By the end of the night, where she was getting ready to go to bed, she kind of gave up that expectation of hearing from him today. Maybe there's tomorrow. But he actually did text her. He asked her if she ate. He asked her if she was doing okay. As you can imagine, she's thrilled. So she told him, yeah, I'm just relaxing before bed. It's nice to hear from you again. And he asked her, when can I see you again? Like, when are you free? So this is when they set up date number 3. They hadn't quite figured out what they were gonna do yet, but she let Rose know, oh my God, he asked me out on another date. And this is when Rose was really eager to, let's make it a double date. They met him that first night. He was fun. Let's see him again. And it's the best of both worlds. I get to hang out with my girl and she doesn't have to be like a third wheel. Like, I got my man, I got my friend, you got your man, I'm your friend. It works out. So she ran it by Jinho and he agreed. So the plan was Raya and Jinho were gonna meet up during the day. There was an exhibit they were gonna go to, maybe get some lunch, hang out, just them one-on-one. And then they were gonna meet for dinner and drinks with Rose and her man. This is something that Raya wanted for so long because ever since Rose started dating her boyfriend, she always felt like the extra tagging along. And sure, there were times when Raya and Rose hung out one-on-one, even after she started seeing her boyfriend. They're texting, you know, she's like, oh, what are you doing? And oh, I'm gonna send him to this. Oh, he just sent me this. So she's just kind of like, can I get one day with just my friend? So now that she has a boy toy too, this is what she's always wanted. No more third wheel, we are a foursome. On this third date, everything was great. No notes, nothing like that. But one thing that started to make Raya feel a type of way was a lot of women were looking at Jinho. You know, he seemed mostly oblivious to it. You know, like he didn't really look at them or react or anything like that. Like he's just looking at his phone or looking up and girls are just staring at him. And she started to feel a bit insecure because on one hand, she's like, too bad he's with me. But on the other hand, she's like, damn, there's a lot of temptation for him if that's what he wanted. So anyway, dinner rolls around. Everyone's reunited and Jinho actually gets along really well with Rose's boyfriend too. Like they're homies already. And of course they went back to good old Hongdae. They decided to get hot pot and it was a nice cozy little arrangement. And then they beelined it straight for all the Hongdae clubs. And while they were out, again, hella girls are staring at Jinho. Raya's like trying to grip him tighter. She's letting Rose know like, yo, all day girls have been staring at him. Like, I don't know how to feel about this. One bitch in particular was so audacious, yeah? Literally, while Jinho is holding hands with a girl, this girl comes up to him and she's like, hi, where are you going? What's your name? Are you single? Like he's not with a whole woman right now, right? So he grips her hand tighter. He's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, trying to make excuses to get away. But this girl is persistent because she's still there. So then Jinho puts his arm around Raya and she's still just like looking, like Raya's not even there. That, can you imagine? So this one, he's like, arm around her like, sorry, I'm on a date right now. How do you not notice this? And this girl is still not going away. So they decided to just walk, leave her there with her thoughts because she was not getting it. Maybe she was drunk or desperate, maybe both, but yeah. And Raya seeing this started to get really insecure. And this kind of made her shut down and overthink some things. So the four of them have another great night together. No drama, no stress, all fun, all good vibes. Again, the four of them, when they get together, it's just so much fun. And though Raya was insecure about the amount of women who just kept coming up to him all day, he was really blunt about shutting it down. Like, I'm on a date. Can you not see? I'm with a girl. Like, what are you doing? And that actually made Raya feel really good. That combined with the fact that he has some soju, so the more smooth and outgoing side of him was on display tonight. She said things were going so good. He's so attentive. And this night actually ended with everybody just going their separate ways, going home. He literally put her in a taxi. Ciao ga, like, go well. And then he went his own way. He went home himself. Now, all of this is still technically unfolding because this like just happened. Somehow, for some reason, Raya has not heard from this guy since that night. Complete bombastic left turn. Literally, he's turning down girls all night. He's so attentive with her. They had this great sex. He gets along well with her friends. He asked her out on a third date, and then he just stops responding.
He's a phantom.
So far, she hasn't heard from him in about a week. This is all still unfolding. If something else happens, she'll let us know. Maybe he went on a trip. Maybe there's a family emergency. Maybe he died. Maybe that night he got in a car accident. I don't know. I'm not trying to wish that on. I'm being silly. I shouldn't say that. But we don't know what happened. She has not heard from him since he put her in a taxi and sent her off that night. Nothing whatsoever in his behavior, in his words, in his actions had her thinking that this was even remotely about to happen. So since then, she's been a mess, understandably. And her friend Rose has been trying to like comfort her and be there for her. And Raya feels guilty because she feels like she's spending less time with her boyfriend so she can be there for her during this potential heartbreak. Like I said, it's only been about a week, but still, to go from pretty steady communication and pretty successful dates to just nothing all of a sudden, that means something. So is this just how Hongdae boys are? They will love on you and dote on you and then suddenly, no fun, I'm out, that's it. If you guys have experience with a Hongdae guy, please let me know in the comments below, because this is one thing that this is one of the perils I would say stands out to dating in Korea to me the most, as like an American used to American dating culture. I feel like when I was dating, I mean, I'm booed up now, but when I was dating, I feel like when things were dwindling down, there was always a sign. There was always signs that we weren't compatible or something else was on your mind, you didn't like me that much. So when we just stopped talking, I saw it coming. It made sense, you know what I mean? But only in Korea have I ever met with a guy who seemed like such a sweetheart and compatible and funny and handsome, well-dressed, smart, kind, you know, and then suddenly nothing, or their behavior just completely changes. They suddenly just want to f you. You cannot bring it up at all. I've been on dates with guys who never brought up sex, never even mentioned it or hinted to it, and suddenly they're like, I mean, how could you not tell that's what I wanted? Like, what's so wrong with wanting that? And it makes you seem like you're the crazy person for not expecting that. That is like my main thing, where I feel like dating in Korea is so insane to me. Like I said, ghosting is kind of becoming the norm globally, unfortunately, because we rely so much on dating apps and social media. And it's easier to just stop talking to someone rather than be an adult and communicate to them the fact that you're no longer interested, because confrontation is hard for a lot of people. I'm not trying to defend it, but I'm saying I understand it to some degree. Definitely dating in Korea was the first time I started to experience this on the reg. Where like, just the perfect guy, perfect date, sweetheart, my friends like him, he's nice to me, he's funny, he's charming, and then just nothing. You just never hear from them again. And it's only been a week, maybe he will come back, because in my experience, even when you get ghosted, months later, years later, they will hit you up on Kakao, slide in your DMs and be like, hey, how you been? And then get insulted when you don't remember them. If I had a neku, yeah, for every time that happened to me, I could retire from YouTube. Like, it's, sorry. If there's an update, I will let you guys know, so subscribe so you don't miss any potential update on this story. If you want to see more story times like this, foreigners dating in Korea, then check out the playlist. It's about to pop up on the end screen. And normally I don't even upload on Wednesdays first. Usually my first video will be on a Monday or a Tuesday, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what crazy position I was in when I fell asleep. But a few nights ago, I fell asleep around 12 or 1, and I woke up having to go to the bathroom, and my neck, like this side and the back, there was this radiating pain whenever I tried to move it. I knew it was more than like just a stiff neck, like I fucked something up. I'm pretty sure, I mean, self-diagnosed, pretty sure I pinched a nerve. You know, I'm trying to like turn it slowly and, you know, keep it mobile. But yesterday, I was pretty much bedridden. When I woke up to go to the bathroom with that stiff ass neck, it was about 3:30 in the morning, and I just stayed up. I could not lay down and get comfortable and go back to sleep. Yeah, I didn't fall asleep again until yesterday around midnight-ish. I don't know how I'd be doing this. I slept for 2 hours, and I was just up all day until the next night around midnight. I am crazy, I'm built different. But when I woke up today, I felt way better. It still hurts like a bitch, but like, I can move again. You know, I can, if I need to, I can move. I shouldn't have did that, but I'm fine. Anyway, the point of me telling you this is I planned to upload this yesterday, but my neck said, bitch, no you not. So that's why I'm uploading today. I apologize for the delay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.